Good morning, everyone. We're here at the North Hudson Pepperfest 2006. Your hosts this morning are John Schomer and my daughter Tamara Schomer.
Hi, everyone.
The parade's just starting here. I don't know if you can hear the sirens in the background, but we'll give you a little bit of update on what's going on here today. This is the annual 2006 North Hudson Pepperfest. Started last night. They've got food booths, games, carnivals, dances.
Bingo tent and carnival rides.
Lots to do, right, Tam?
Yes, lots to do.
I don't know if you can hear the sirens, but they're coming down the street. Weather today is pretty nice. It's very cloudy right now, but not a rain in the sky. Sun's supposed to be coming out, 75 degrees or so. So if you're out there listening, come on over to the Pepperfest. Lots to eat and drink, lots to do and see.
And there is quite a lot of people down here today, too. The traffic coming in was quite heavy this morning.
Very hard to get here even. The traffic is so thick. I don't know if the cameras are showing you too much right now, but you can see the streets are lined with people. Children's, moms, dads, grandma and grandpas, everybody's turning out for the local Pepperfest.
And all the
Quite
kids
the event.
all the kids over here got their bags ready for candy and ready for all the floats.
Remember when you used to do that?
Long time ago.
Sit on the curb, wait for that candy to come. Coming down the road here now is the lead position in the Pepperfest parade. It's the North Hudson Police Department. These are the guys that protect and serve while you and I sleep at night.
And you were on the force quite a few years ago.
Almost 30. So again, a long time ago. They do a wonderful job. They're not often always appreciated, but they keep our community safe and sound while we sleep at night. And they got good loud sirens also. They tell me last night's crowd at the Pepperfest was one of the biggest. The food and the beer tents were overwhelmed with people.
I expect tonight will be the same.
Next coming up here in the parade, Tammy, is the local American Legion post. It's post number 50 and also VFW post 2115. These are two of the oldest veterans posts in the state of Wisconsin. We should stand here while the flag goes by. Honoring our veterans that serve throughout the world, keeping our country safe. Again, that's the local VFW post and the American Legion post. And this is the Civil War group, I believe. It's not on our agenda here, but it looks to be the old Civil War group.
Yes.
Having the playing of our national anthem. Big applause for our first groups coming down the road here in an American
All
flag.
right.
The Civil War group Revolutionary War group, is also part of the local American Legion post. What you just heard in the background was a 21-gun salute.
As well, you served in the Marines in your day.
I was happy to do that after I got out of high school. Glad to be part of the local American Legion post myself also. Very supportive crowd.
Yes.
We have our troops, of course, over in the Middle East right now. Everybody is in full support here, it looks like, today. This is a old car representing all of the American Legion posts throughout the county.
And here comes our St. Croix EMS.
St. Croix EMS is the Emergency Medical Services out of
Here in
Hudson,
Hudson.
Wisconsin. These are your paramedics, your emergency response people.
It looks like they're throwing out plenty of candy for the kids today.
And they're saving lives every day. St. Croix EMS is one of the first counties in the state to have paramedic support, and they provide immediate medical services when called upon. Quite an array of equipment and fully staffed personnel.
Yes.
Those of you that had to ever call upon them know how good they are. Quite the units.
Those are quite the vehicles.
If you need them, they'll be there. An added part to their equipment in the recent years is the water rescue.
Rescue boat.
They have quite the boat to rescue people that need it on the river and local area lakes. It's quite a boat.
That is quite a boat.
In recent years, there's been much need for water rescue, as some of you will remember, and that recent addition will probably save a lot of lives.
Yes.
What's next in the lineup, Tammy?
All right, next in the lineup we have the Hudson Fire Department.
They've had a busy summer with this first truck. This is one of their brush trucks. They're out there fighting grass fires, forest fires. That's Chief Jim Fry driving the first truck.
It has been a busy summer for that without much rain, so
The,
we're glad
the
to
drought,
have those guys here
droughts
as well.
kept them busy.
Yes.
Here's one of the oldest fire trucks, not used anymore other than for parades. Looks like we've got some junior queen candidates on board.
Gives you a look at how far we've come.
That's for sure. The changes in equipment.
And here comes another one of our brush fire trucks.
It's amazing how they keep them so shiny.
I know.
They're not only shiny for today's parade, but they're shiny like that every day. And it's a 100% volunteer organization. These guys fight the fires at your home and your business or out in the brush, and it's all volunteered.
And on this next fire truck, it looks like we have some Boy Scouts on there, Troop 168 from the St. Croix Valley Rod and Gun Club.
And they're passing out candy also. Always amazes me the size and the different types of emergency equipment that the community has.
Yes. And trucks just seem to keep getting bigger and bigger as they go by.
And that's because the community gets bigger and bigger,
Yes.
and a lot more protection is needed.
Just as Pepperfest has gotten bigger and bigger each year.
It has really grown. Just by the crowds that you see here today, you can tell. Well, let's hope these units aren't needed to be used today.
I'm sure they have some on standby back at the station.
Sure, they're ready to go.
Whew, that was a loud one.
Loud one. I know they're always looking for volunteers. Anyone that's interested in joining the local fire department or EMS, please stop down to the fire hall on Walnut Street. Anybody would be there would be glad to take you on a
Yes.
tour and take your application if you're interested. See, we have a group of looks like soccer players maybe coming up on the side of the fire trucks here.
I think they might be basketball players.
Basketball?
Yep. Yep, they are basketball, and they are proud of it.
It's always good to see kids having a sports attitude and working out.
I'm sure with the school year starting, they're all getting ready for their sports, soccer and basketball and football.
That school is only about 2 to 3 weeks
Yes.
away.
It looks like they're passing out flyers for tryouts or something like that.
Hudson Basketball Association, that's who these guys are.
Yep.
Boys and girls from 4th to 8th grade.
And the informational meeting is on September 7th at EP Rock Elementary.
And they play from November to February. They have traveling teams and local teams.
And it looks like it says tryouts will be September 11th through the 14th of September.
Keep those dates in mind if you have a child that wants to play basketball. Here comes the snorkel truck. I believe that can extend out to 90 feet.
Wow.
Gets above the fire, gets into tall buildings, used in many rescues.
And also the Hudson Fire Department has annual events like their pancake breakfast and golf tournament.
They have fundraisers throughout the year that help support their own equipment. And here is the St. Joseph Fire and Rescue. It's a neighboring community just to the north of us. They've come down today to share in the celebration. Hudson has a cooperative agreement with almost all communities bordering its boundaries, so that if we need extra help or if those communities need extra help, we respond or they respond to us. It helps keep the size of your own department down and
Yes.
gives you all the fire protection and rescue equipment that you need. St. Joseph is just a township, but they also have some pretty good equipment out there.
Yes.
Very proud of their fire and rescue team, I know, out there. There's one of their brush trucks.
Yes.
You can see that one going out through the fields and the woods, putting out fires. And that's an old one.
That is an old one.
That's a Jeep Scout.
Again, like I said before, it shows you how far we've come with those bigger ones.
Yep. And they're still using it.
All right, here we have our Kent Wolf.
Kent Wolf was the former owner of the Village Inn. I think he still works there a little bit. Recently just sold. In the car is his wife, Peggy, also.
It's a pretty flashy car, too.
Kent's family, going back to his father and mother, have been businessmen in the community for about 40 years. So it's a great honor for Kent and his wife, Peggy.
Yes.
Congratulations. Next on
we
our
have
lineup here are the good neighbors, Lori and Don Borman. Lori and Don have been working in the Pepperfest for about 15 years, working the ticket booths and helping out and volunteering, and this is their year to be honored.
That is quite an honor, too. And we're
They're riding in
thankful
a car. Oops, I'm sorry, Tammy.
No, we're just thankful that they are such good neighbors to everyone and commit to volunteering so much.
They're riding in a 1955 Chevy, I believe, driven by Dave Swanson. That's a pretty recognizable car around the community.
It sure is.
Who do we have next year, Tammy?
All right. It looks like the North Hudson Village President, Larry Larson, and Hudson Mayor Jack Bro.
These are the local leaders of both communities riding the same vehicle together. Car is sponsored by Dave Holt Ford of Hudson. You probably wouldn't mind having that little car.
No, I wouldn't.
That sounds like a feisty little car.
And I'm sure you got to do that too when you were mayor. You've done quite a few things in your day, Dad.
I rode in a Model A.
Oh, okay. Coming up soon, we have the 2006 Pepperfest Royalty, and this is one of their last parades that they do for the year. They have had quite a season.
They've traveled around to many, many communities.
Many places, and they've won many awards, too. This year at the Winter Carnival Grand Day Parade, they won the Prime Minister Award. Also in Duran Fun Fest, Best Royalty Float. There's a whole list of awards that they've won here in the booklet.
You want to read off, Tammy, who the members of the court are?
All right. From Queen Rebecca Bindle and King Mike McQuiston and Princess Cara Shimon, Brittany Bolthus, and Heidi Hovestel.
And as Tammy said, they've traveled around far and wide. They've had the Winter Carnival, the Duran Fun Fest, Frederick Family Fun Days, Oakdale Summerfest, Arkansas Creek Days, Balsam Lake, Elmwood,
Yes.
Red Wing, and New Brighton. Those are
And
places
they've had quite a season. It's very fun. And they are having a good season. Good time. You can hear them honking their horn. They're dancing up there. They look beautiful. Looks like they're having a very good time.
Looks like they enjoy what they do.
They do. I want to hop up on there with them right now.
You do, not me.
They've had quite a season, and their families have been very supportive and helpful as well.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
It's almost every weekend commitment going someplace.
Yes.
So the parents and the families are all committed to it. And here comes the royal families. These
Royal
are the family
family.
members that
Yes.
supported our queen candidates.
And they go
and the
nearly
royalty.
everywhere with them as well. And it looks like they have their own fan club, too.
Mama Shimon.
And there's Kathy Shimon, one of the moms of the princesses, dancing away on the fan club float. She is having quite a time.
Kathy has been a long-term member of the Hudson School District, and she is leaving this year to become the superintendent of schools in Clear Lake. We're sad to see her go, but happy for her advancement in her career.
Yes. She was the principal of 4th Street when I went there, and Willow River as well.
That tells you how long ago it was.
Graduated with her son Jim, and good family.
And her daughter is one of the royalty.
Just to run off the royal family, we have Darcy Strutt, Joe and Pam Bindle, Terry and Christy Bolthus, Brian and Roxanne Hovestel, and Ron and Kathy Shimon. And those parents have been very supportive of those young ladies.
Here comes the Hudson float. This is the city of Hudson's royalty on board. Looks like the float's name is Hudson Belle 2.
That is a good-looking float. Looks like they've spent a lot of time doing that. The
They also-
2006 Miss Hudson is Nicole Schmidt. It looks like they're having a good time, too.
Lots of music to dance by.
Yes.
And they also have spent a lot of time traveling around.
They are sponsored by Barker's Bar and Grill as well, the Hudson, Wisconsin ladies float.
Here comes a Bobcat from Zappa Brothers. Got a couple people in the bucket, moving on down the street, and the Hard Hat crew right behind them, passing out their candy.
And all the little kids are holding signs saying, "We dig dirt." Very cute. Coming up here, we have the Hudson Dance Academy.
This is a local dance academy. Many young children, boys and girls, learn how to do all types of different dance. And this is their representation today.
Yes, they are sponsored by Sweet Butter Cakery. Sweet Butter Cakery is offering specialty cakes, cheesecakes, one of my favorites, and is more proud to sponsor the Hudson Dance Academy Expressive Arts Center. The Dance Center is under direction of Carrie Limkuhl. Hopefully I pronounced her last name right there. And she offers classes in dance, music, and acting to children of all ages, as you can see here.
They're located at 942 O'Keefe Road in Hudson.
And
registration is always open.
They are having quite a good time as well.
You can see we've got all
festive.
ages here.
Yes. Very festive with their red pom-poms.
Exercise is always good.
Yes. What do we have coming up here? It looks like we got some loud music.
Next in line is the Baldwin Telecom float. Baldwin Telecom supports high-speed internet, digital cable, and phone systems.
And they provide that service in Hudson and the township. They have been in business since 1900.
I thought the music was from them, but it's from the next float.
I did as well.
The next float is coming up from Idaho Chuck's.
Very good restaurant here in North Hudson, located near Mama Maria's, right across from the Village Inn. And they are having quite a time.
Loud is proud, I guess.
Yes. Very fun. If you ever get a chance to stop up there, it's great food, great atmosphere. Good stuff. And as you can hear, they are very loud. And this the band that you're playing there is the North Hudson Mafia House Band. All right.
Our first Queen candidate is Heidi Fletcher. She's sponsored by Jim Miller Construction, coming up now.
Our
the next candidate
is
Lori Stein, sponsored by Kanoki Chocolates.
And those girls have had quite a week as well. And I'm sure they're looking forward to this weekend and Sunday at the coronation.
We got a tall guy walking by here. I bet he's on a basketball team.
Looks like he's walking for Carboni's Pizza there on the back of his shirt.
Another local business sponsoring the Pepperfest Parade, Carboni's Pizza.
Up next here we have another Queen candidate, Samantha Duffy, sponsored by Airworthy Aerospace. These girls get to ride on these nice fancy cars and get all prettied up in their dresses, and hopefully they'll be wearing a crown on Sunday.
The coronation, I believe, is at 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon if you're looking forward to that. Our next up on the parade route here is Queen candidate Chelsea Buzzard.
I think her last name's pronounced Buzzard.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I only know that because I think I went to high school with some of her brother's sisters.
And she's sponsored by the Sandine Insurance Agency.
And what kind of car is that now?
That's an old Cadillac. That's the ones that Elvis Presley used to ride in.
That's the kind of car I would want to ride in.
Most of you that are watching will recognize the next attendants here. These are 2005 Pepperfest royalty.
And they are having fun as well.
Riding in a Vulcan fire truck.
Once you're part of the Pepperfest royalty court, and you never really get away from it. You always come back each year for more.
Well, the entire celebration and organization is manned by volunteers, and once you get it in your blood, it's hard to leave it.
Yes.
And they do an excellent job.
And here come our Vulcans.
Many Vulcan trucks coming up through here now.
They always seem to have a pretty good time.
Lots of black marks going on cheeks in the crowds.
Yes. Hopefully they don't come over here and put one of those on us.
A black V for Vulcan.
Yes. Looks like we still have more past royalty on this float. I see Holly Dom up there. She was one of Pepperfest royalty a few years ago.
So those are the passengers.
Yes. I think they've filled up quite a few cars in the passing years.
Our next Queen candidate coming up is Rachel Benzinger. She's sponsored by the Hudson Flower Shop. Her parents are Renee and Tab.
Well, if you're sitting at home and watching and you wish you were down here, come on down and enjoy the parade. There's lots of fun things going on here, and there's definitely going to be a lot of events going on this afternoon as well. I know there's a spaghetti eating contest, and
the Pepperfest committee, of course, is all volunteer, as I said. They do their fundraisers through the celebration, and last year they gave away $32,300 and some to local organizations. Some of those organizations were the Boy Scout troops, Hudson School bands, Cub Scouts, Hudson Area Senior Citizens, St. Croix EMS, and we'll bring you some more of those at the next break in the parade here. Our next item in the parade is, what's up, Tammy?
all right, it looks like the Freedom Value Center from North Hudson.
And what are they representing here? Where are they taking their vote from?
They look like they are taking it from the Pirates of the Caribbean. It looks like we have Johnny Depp there on the back of that.
I think that really is him.
I think it is too. He looks very familiar. If you haven't seen the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, get out there and see it. It is quite a good movie.
I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm
Yes.
sure your mother wants to go.
The first one is very good, and you've seen that. It's a very good movie. I recommend it for all of you.
And here we have the Hopkins Raspberry Festival. They have their celebration in July.
Yes, and
Next year it's on the 5th to the 15th.
And this year they celebrated their 72nd festival.
Wow,
this past
72.
July 6th. They are the oldest continuing running festival in the state of Minnesota. Raspberry Princess Sarah Bernard, Mary Dillon, Junior Prince Nicholas Flanders, and Raspberry Queen Andrea Strand. Our junior princesses are Raylene Karstens, Junior King Joseph Allis, and Junior Queen Camille Tate. It's quite a good looking float.
72 years of celebrating over there.
It's quite a long time. And I'm sure Pepperfest is quite about the same. Up next we have Spring Valley and their royalty.
This is the Spring Valley, Wisconsin floats.
Princess Sarah Spild, Princess Sarah Randy Hollard, and Miss Spring Valley, Emily Amat.
Coming right up behind them is the City of Cumberland. Their float.
And this year's Miss Cumberland is Erica Sampson.
They are nicknamed the Island City, almost completely surrounded by lakes.
And their festival is the Rutabaga Festival.
Oh, I don't know. You love rutabagas. Some of our favorite food.
Yes. Some people might beg to differ, but I enjoy it.
I see the queen candidates or queens up there are wearing Pepperfest sunglasses.
Everyone is very festival in their floats here.
And we have an accordion player out there, Tammy. He looks like a gorilla to me.
Yes.
This is Tom Casey, the gorilla accordion player.
And he is on rollerblades and having a good time.
We lost our feed.
We got kids here passing out pop, too. I used to do that when I played soccer and sell it for them, and people getting thirsty during the parade.
It takes a lot of volunteer people to raise that kind of money to give away $32,000.
Here we have Queen Charity Mathis, the Ellsworth royalty. Behind her is First Princess Sammy Schomer, much like our last name, and Second Princess Jocelyn Marhoun.
And she's a relative of ours from the Ellsworth area.
Yes. There's so many of us, I can't even keep it straight anymore.
It's a large family.
Yes.
Bridge. Next in the lineup is Bridge for Youth with Disabilities. This is a local home in Hudson that helps the handicapped learn how to live in society, helps them learn how to take care of their own home and their own personal needs.
And they are a nonprofit organization. They provide social activities for the kids, employment, job training, leisure and recreation events, and future housing options. So it's a good organization they have going there to help out those kids.
It's a good organization to help kids learn how to help take care of themselves.
It looks like they're having quite a good time up there.
Again, nonprofit and volunteer.
Yes.
And if you're interested in volunteering for any of these organizations, please give them a call. They'll gladly accept some help. I see the population at the bridge is now 223 participating members. Nothing there yet. Not a big deal. There we go. Yep, it was just that. Oh, lost it again.
All right. And look at these guys go on their little scooters there. We have the Zort Roadrunners. So you can see they just zoomed off again. They're doing their figure eights and enjoying themselves.
They're not in the lineup. They must have butted in. Here they come.
I always enjoy them. They look like they're having a good time.
Looks like you want to be riding one of those.
I don't know about that. Today, the food booths will be opening from noon to midnight as well. Carnival rides begin then, beer garden opens, and the pepper cooking contest is at 1. Bingo, and the royalty spaghetti eating contest, like they said earlier. The royalty eats about a half a pound or a pound of spaghetti. And it's whoever can do it the fastest.
That's a good spectator sport for me.
It is.
I'm not a pepper eater.
And here they come, zooming by super close now.
These guys are really whipping around. If you can see on your televisions, they're not just coasting through here.
No, they are going pretty fast, and they're doing figure eights. I'm surprised that they don't run into one another.
You know, and the average age is not 16 either.
Here they go. They are
There goes a
enjoying
young
themselves.
guy.
Very fun.
Precision road work by the Zor Roadrunners. One of the local Pepperfest board members, and I just happen to have Tony Zappa stop in here.
Yes.
Tony is a long-standing member of the Pepperfest committee.
Yes.
One of the local board members, though, by the name of Scott Seipel, is on active duty serving our country in the Middle East. Scott has been deployed since February and hopes to make it home in time for his second child's birth in late September.
Yes.
We support the dedicated men and women serving our country in faraway places in hopes of improving the quality of life for ourselves and others. Thanks, Scott, and to the many members of the services that are doing their job. Thank you very much.
Now, Pepperfest has been around quite a long, too, as some of these other floats have gone by in their 72 years. The Pepperfest has been around since 1954. It's been a long-running event.
That's 52 years of celebrating and raising funds for the community.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone has a total amount of money that's been donated. But with last year's $32,000, it's got to be approaching a large sum.
And it all gets dumped back into the community, and people just give it back. So it's really a great event.
Some more of those receiving donations from the Pepperfest are the Knights of Columbus, Destination Imagination, North Hudson PTC, Hudson Area JCs, the Hudson Hockey Association, the North Hudson Police Department, the Recs Department in North Hudson for the Parks and Kids, the Hudson Senior Graduation Party, the Hudson Senior Center, the St. Paul Festival and Heritage Foundation, St. Croix County Sheriff's Office received a donation.
Yes.
The North Hudson Neighborhood Watch, the Dan Kent O'Connell Civic Leadership Fund, and the Hudson Community Built Playground.
All right. Coming up next here, we have Dennis Hillstead, Sheriff of St. Croix County. And he is running to be reelected this year, so be sure to get out there and vote.
Sheriff Denny, good. I worked with that man back in 1972. So he's been around working in public service for a long time, dedicated
Yes.
person.
All right. And here we have the Midwest Center for Movement. And they have got some pretty intense stuff going on here. I would not want to get in the way of what they are doing out there.
Midwest Center for Movement features wellness and training. They have all sorts of self-defense and exercise classes.
Karate and other group fitness classes.
They're
yoga.
from Hudson. You can reach them at 377-1584.
That's also a great thing to have your kids involved in too, as it's group fitness and something for them to keep busy with. Up next here we have the Columbia Heights float. There's quite a few young ladies up there, and they are all looking very beautiful today.
This is another traveling float like the Pepperfest. These young gals and their court travel around to various community parades and events. supporting their community and calling people to come to their celebration.
And their Jamboree Festival is from June 21st to June 25th.
I wonder if their arms get tired after waving all
I
day
don't know.
long.
Those little girls look like they might be getting tired. They're switching quite frequently.
Next comes the royalty from my hometown, Prescott, Wisconsin. The queen is Lindsay Greening. First princess is Ashley Herman. Junior princess Austin Hovel. And another junior princess, Jada Holst.
Yes. And go visit them during their Prescott Days. This year their festivities are going back in time and will be held on September 8th, 9th, and 10th. They'll be having their coronation on Wednesday, September 6th at 7 p.m. for their new court.
Back when I was a kid in Prescott, they called it Kids Days.
Kids Days.
And here comes another local volunteer group. It's the Hudson Hockey Association. They just built their second sheet of ice at a cost of about $3 million. And they have over 600 participants in the hockey program.
Yes.
They have hockey for all ages, and they also support the varsity and junior varsity hockey teams at the high school.
This is quite a group of kids out here all in their jerseys and getting ready for their hockey registration, which is on September 12th, 14th, and 16th.
Well, the Zamboni isn't putting down on the ice, but that's a good piece of equipment to keep the two
Yes.
sheets of ice ready.
I think everyone's excited to see that new hockey arena that they have built.
They say that new sheet of ice was rented out every day all summer long. Not only do the local kids use it, but they rent it to other communities for fundraisers. Next comes one of our, it's not a queen candidate. It's the
St.
royalty
Francis
from St.
Ambassadors.
Francis.
Those ladies look very lovely up there today. Up next here we have the Oakdale Summerfest royalty. And they're having quite the time up there too. Their princesses Holly Jeske, Mackenzie Ahan, Molly Erickson, Shakira Jones, Elizabeth Jensen, Amy Erickson, and Miss Oakdale Kelly Prowse.
They're from Oakdale, Minnesota.
Yes. And they have many sponsors too. Buffalo Wild Wings, Western Bank, Okies, Top Line Decision.
Next is our Clear Lake, Wisconsin float, representatives of their royalty from Heritage Days. It's great to see a lot of people coming down and attending the Pepperfest. So many communities come down and support the Pepperfest, which draws a lot of crowds.
And then all the queens get together later today, and they do the spaghetti eating contest and dance the night away, and they have a good time, everyone together.
So it's an all-day parade.
Yes. And here we have State Representative Kitty Rhodes.
That's her banner anyways.
I'm sure she's out there walking around shaking hands with everyone and keeping in touch with our community.
There
she is
comes
from
Kitty.
Hudson.
She is a Hudson gal, born and raised here.
And there she is passing out her cards and talking and meeting with people.
She calls that kitty litter.
She does quite a good job there for our state representative.
We have a bagpipe player here. I'm not sure. He's not on the list. I don't see a name, but maybe that's part of the South St. Paul royalty. That's not something you see every day, a bagpipe player.
No. It's quite an instrument, though.
It is.
Can't say that I've ever tried to play that one. Here we have some more young ladies from the Delano royalty. Looks like they are sponsored by Fury Motors.
This is St. Paul.
Oh, excuse me, South St. Paul.
And I think the bagpipe player was with them.
Yes.
I'm not real sure. Next in line, no. Is this the Delano? Nope, this
Nope.
is the Learning Circle.
Learning Circle Preschool.
There we go.
They offer age-appropriate activities to 3-, 4-, and 5-year-olds in a safe, friendly, and fun learning environment. They also have half-day programs that focus on free academics before they get into elementary and middle school.
And what you
And
see
they-
here now are a couple of old John Deere tractors.
Well, I'm sure you can hear them anyways. And there they go.
He looks like he's going to a tractor pull someplace. He's set up to dig deep.
He sure is.
Chrome stack and a lot of power. And here comes the Maple Grove ambassadors, the royalty from Maple Grove, Minnesota.
It's a very autumn-looking float they have, and some very beautiful dresses.
Lots of flowers.
Lots
a lot of work
flowers
went
and
into that
trees.
float.
That is a very good-looking float. Very sharp. Here we have another queen candidate for Pepperfest, Amanda Pfeiffer.
And she's sponsored by the First National Bank.
Her parents are Bonnie Pfeiffer and Selena and Chuck Carbeck. We have another queen candidate, Kelly Offner, sponsored by the Riverbank.
And her parents are Donna and Tab.
And it looks like we have another candidate, Kyra Weingart.
I like her car.
I do as well, and she is sponsored by the Willow River Tree Farm.
Her parents are Polly and Daryl.
Another flashy looking car coming up here for Jennifer Anderson.
Jennifer is sponsored by Frankie's Delicatessen downtown Hudson, and her parents are Mary Jo and Terry.
And Emily Rose here, sponsored by Evenson Plumbing. Part of the Evenson family there is Katie Rose driving the car.
And her parents are Linda and Sam.
Here we have trucks, cars, SUVs at Torgy's in Turtle Lake, Wisconsin. And their float behind them there.
Her float behind them there.
Yes, I sounded very northern.
Next is the Hudson Lions Club. They have the district governor, Dan and Sally.
Yes. These cars that these people are riding in today are quite amazing.
A lot of collector's cars, a lot of
Yes.
beautiful convertibles.
Right here we have a 1929 Model A Roadster,
Sponsored by Laser Magic
or
of
Kay
Hudson.
and Dan Bauer.
See what's hanging on the mirrors?
No, I don't. Oh, peppers.
A lot of
Lots
peppers.
of peppers.
And here we have Concrete Arts going by. It's a local construction company doing all kinds of things with concrete. And here is the Elmwood royalty. UFO Day.
UFO days, and I think their days just happened a few weekends ago. Last weekend in July, it says there.
If you ever want to see a UFO, you need to go down to Elmwood. They say they come there regularly.
I think they might even have a launch pad there for them, or a landing place for
A
them.
landing pad, yep.
Yes.
Here we go. In our list was John Hughes, the bagpiper that went by earlier. Thanks to John for attending the parade.
Looks like here we have the Osseo royalty from Osseo, Wisconsin, and they have the Lake Martha Days. It's the third weekend of June every year.
And the girls brought their umbrellas to shade them a little bit today.
Yes. And they are in their 150th year next year in 2007 for their celebration. Their truck was courtesy of Osseo Ford.
Here we have the Payne Arcade Harvest Festival. Princesses and Queens from Payne Arcade Royalty. Don't forget tonight, the Zebra Mussels are playing tonight at the Pepperfest.
And up here we have some travelers from far, far away from, I think these are the guys from Canada.
Oh, this is the group
right here
from St. Boniface, Manitoba.
Yes. They traveled quite a long ways to be here with us today. It just shows you how big this festival has really gotten. It's very exciting to see them here.
Their festival up there is called the Festival de Voyager.
Yes. We have some young men there playing the fiddle and dancing and clapping in traditional wear, it looks like, from the Canada.
Traditional Northern Canadian music.
Yes. They're having a good time.
Next, we have a big string of people from the Winter Carnival.
Winter Carnival, and we have Miss Jamie Gifford on there. I work with her over at our office in St. Louis Park, and they have quite the time. Yeah. So she is the 2006 Princess of the East Wind. They have quite the festival over there for Winter Carnival.
That Winter Carnival crew has a lot of fun.
Yes.
It's a big celebration.
Here we have some cowboys in there shooting off blanks in a gun.
He's the Prince of the West Wind,
Yes.
Art Blakely.
Inver Grove Heights Days. That's who they are sponsored by.
The Pepperfest Royalty and the Hudson Royalty also attend the St. Paul Winter Carnival.
Yeah.
It's a week-long event. I believe it's in January.
And here comes the Queen and the Prime Minister.
Boreas Rex.
Yes. They are very fancy, that Winter Carnival.
Following up the royalty are the
What do we
Klondike
have here?
Kates.
We have some beautiful ladies singing up there loud and clear for all of us. And I believe that they're part of the Winter Carnival as well, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Yes. And they are having a good time up there. That was quite the song there.
Quite the voices from these lovely ladies.
Yes. Yes. Quite the thing they got going there. All right. What do we have here next, Dad?
After the Klondike Kates,
Looks like another old fire truck we have here.
looks like some more Vulcan fire truck
Yep.
and local royalty, Pepperfest royalty and families.
From previous years.
Here we have a Chevrolet truck powered by ethanol.
Luther
Live
Hudson
green,
Chevrolet.
go yellow.
Oh. And they are throwing a lot of candy out there. That is a flashy looking truck.
Corn powers that vehicle. So it helps the local economy, local farmers. Kids are getting bagfuls of candy here today. Lots of candy.
All right. Up next, we have the Roberts Good Neighbor Days float.
This is Roberts, Wisconsin Good Neighbor Days. Another great celebration just a few miles from Hudson.
Yes.
This year it was in June on the 4th, 5th, and 6th.
That is a great festival, too.
You went to that, didn't you?
I did go to that. It's always a good time. They have great bands. Plenty of carnival for the kids, too.
I like the food. Lots of good food
You
to
would
eat.
like the food.
I'll be eating Dagos and spaghettis today.
I know. I might have to stop up there for lunch after we get done here.
I'll buy you lunch.
All right, then. All right. Here we have, looks like 4-H from Rolling Hills.
This is our local 4-H group. It's called the Rolling Hills 4-H. Another volunteer organization involving kids and learning photography, baseball, sewing, any of a number of things. They also get involved in raising animals and participate strongly in the county fair.
Yes. All right, we have our St. Croix County ambassadors.
These are part of the Rolling Hills 4-H group. These are apparently their royalty.
Oh, and we have some clowns here. I am not a big fan of clowns, are you?
You don't like clowns?
Not so much.
I love clowns. Bring in the clowns.
Yes.
These
Looks
are the
like they're
Ellsworth Funsters.
Looks like they're having fun there in their clown car.
These are just kids that have never grown up.
And I don't know if they ever will.
And they don't want to.
Oh, who does really?
Coming up now is the Setnamai royalty. Setnamai is a local celebration in Woodville, Wisconsin.
And that is a Norwegian festival, I believe.
Very strong Norwegian. You can go out there and get lutefisk. And they got to have trolls. Where are the trolls?
Where are
Those are the
those
volunteers
trolls?
driving the car.
All right. Here we have USA Karate. Looks like they're going to do something exciting here for us. Little routine that they practice. That is some pretty interesting stuff that they are doing out there. Over 35 years they've been in the Twin Cities, Woodbury, Stillwater, Hudson area.
They have a new Hudson location, and it's a...
Oh,
did you see that? He broke the wood with his
they
fist.
are breaking wood out there. You can see that at home.
They help people develop a healthy mind and a healthy body.
Yes. And it is heating up out here, too. It's looks like the skies are clearing up, and it's going to be a great day.
Beautiful out.
Here they have their rock and float for USA Karate. And they offer classes for youth all the way to an adult, too. And they're still doing some work out there. That was some pretty cool stuff that they were doing if you saw that at home.
Exercising the body and the mind. Keeps a healthy body.
Yes. They have specialists in developing confidence and self-esteem as well for the kids, leadership skills, improving grades. Good organization. All right, now we have another local business, the Village Inn.
The Village Inn is a local sports bar and grill and cozy corner pizza.
Great pizza.
Excellent food and a great place to watch the Packer games.
And they are one of the Italian festivals that go along here with the Pepper Fest as well. They have take-home food as well. You can order in, have it delivered, pick it up. And it's great for watching Sunday football during the NFL season. Or Twins or any sports that we have going on here right now. If you are a Twins fan.
Lots of sports fans in the area, and they have, I believe it's a 10-foot big screen plasma TV. Excellent place to watch football, baseball, any
Yes.
sports.
All right. Up
We
next
have
we have
North
the-
Hudson Elementary passing by
Yes.
now.
And I went to kindergarten there. Great school, and they've done a lot of remodeling to it, too.
These kids are getting ready to go back to school in a couple of weeks.
It's always an exciting time for the kids getting new clothes and new books and pens and paper.
Going back to school to see their friends.
Yes.
This float is from the Riverbank. It's presented by the Riverbank, and it features characters of the new Money Buddies Kids Saving Club. Buddy, Piggy Banks, Earnest Interest, and Eggy Nester.
Something I should get myself invested in, too.
Always good to start saving early.
Yes.
And now we have the Frederick, Wisconsin float and royalty from Frederick, Wisconsin.
Their truck is sponsored courtesy of Larson Auto Center in Frederick. All right, looks like we have another band coming up here too. You can see them coming up the road there. Sounds like they got a good tune going on. And this is Bethel Lutheran Church. And this band actually plays on Sunday mornings at their service at 9 o'clock. This is a church that we both attend, so it's very good service. Great church, and they are building a new church out there too.
Good music,
Yeah.
good community service.
Very
Called the
good
New Song
service.
Band.
Yes. It is very good. Their services on Sunday are at 9:30 when this band plays. And they are sponsored by True Value Hardware. All right. What do we got up next here?
This is the Shakopee Derby Days float and their royalty from Shakopee, Minnesota. Another beautiful float and lovely queens.
All dressed in red again, sporting the Pepperfest tradition and spirit.
And right behind them comes a little Volkswagen. I'm not sure that's Herbie, but it is the Rice Street Festival Court coming down in a nice bright red Volkswagen convertible.
And these are our newly crowned candidates of 2006-2007 Rice Street Royalty.
They have an exciting year ahead of them.
They do.
Right behind them is Hudson's Destination Imagination. These are the kids that take on challenging questions and find solutions and do national and international competition.
Now, was that what OM used to be called? Did they
Used to be
change
called
it?
Odyssey of the Mind.
All right. I was very involved in that, and I loved it. It's a great thing for
your
kids to be
team
involved
went
in.
to World
Yes, we
in the
did.
big city of Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, Des Moines, Iowa.
And who is this?
All right. Looks like
Fair
we have some fairwisconsin.com voting going on.
I'm not sure what Fair Wisconsin is.
Looks like they got something going on there for voting and amendment and we have the Hudson High School Marching Band.
Our local high school band. Are they decked out today? Those are beautiful uniforms.
Great band. They travel far too to Florida. I know they used to back in the day, so I don't know if they still are doing that. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't.
They make annual trips around the country performing
Yes.
and winning awards.
They sound very good today, too. Phenomenal. They look very flashy out there, too, in their blue and white sporty uniforms. Everyone's giving them a round of applause, as we are as well. It's a very good show that they put on.
Like to thank all of those attending in the band for putting on this performance today.
They have quite the summer too, traveling to different parades and festivals, and with the school year coming up too.
And it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of practicing and concerts for the parents and friends and family. All right, up here we have another flashy car from Hudson Chevrolet. The Rotary Car Raffle, you can win this car.
This is the local Hudson Rotary. They raffle off this car as a fundraiser. I believe this is the second or third year they've done this. That car is a Plymouth Crossfire. Very nice
Very
sports
flashy car.
Might have to buy a ticket in that.
I know, I think we will. All right, here we have the Minneapolis Aquintennial, the 10 best days of summer. Queen of the Lakes and the Commodore. The Commodore is Ted Zweig, and the Queen of the Lakes is Jessica Galk.
I see they've got their life rings on there in case they fall in the water.
They do. That is a great festival. I attended that as well for work, and I attend many festivals throughout the summer. All right, the YMCA, and they are playing the traditional YMCA song.
Playing a little basketball on the street.
Yep. That's great facilities that they have up there too. They've really grown, and the Y has really grown into a great family atmosphere for health and wellness and many activities.
They provide services to the entire community and surrounding area.
Yes.
Not just Hudson, but kids to seniors.
Yes. So,
Swimming pool, basketball, running, weightlifting, all sorts of activities.
and I'm sure they have family memberships as well, so you can get your whole family involved with that.
And here is Queen candidate Sydney Turner, sponsored by Hillside Greenhouse and Nursery. And who are her parents?
Let me check here and see where her parents are. Sydney Turner's parents are Lori and Mark.
We have another Queen candidate coming up here.
Hannah Spot, it looks like we have here. She's not quite up to where you guys can see her yet. Yep. There she is.
Hannah is sponsored by Alamode Salon and Spa, and her parents are Kathy and Paul.
Alamode Salon is located downtown Hudson on Locust Street. Great salon. Been there to get my hair done. They have massages and manicures, pedicures, and facials there too, so it's more like a spa.
Our next Queen candidate is Sarah Hansen. Sarah is sponsored by Etc., and her parents are Vicki and Keith.
And that is the Hansen family. That's Megan Hansen's younger sister.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's good to have somebody here that knows some of the kids.
Yep, and her sister, her older sister there riding in the car, was actually a part of the Pepperfest Royalty Court.
Not too many years ago.
Yep. All right, the next Queen candidate looks like we have Jaren Waldra. She is sponsored by St. Croix Valley Dentistry.
And her parents are Shelley and Jerome.
Looks like she's having a good time there. Very happy, very smiley.
Everybody's excited.
Yes.
And tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock is the coronation. We'll crown a new
All right.
2007 royalty.
Here we have Colleen and Shulo.
This is Pepperfest candidate Colleen Shulo.
And her parents are Marilyn Pat, and she is sponsored by DeBruzies.
DeBruzy Concrete and hair by
yes.
Linda. Go ahead. She's passing.
Another
over.
Queen, Kirsten Anderson, sponsored by Bardell Dental, located here in North Hudson.
And her parents are Cheryl and Eric.
And it looks like James Norlius is driving that car. Another
Somebody you know.
fellow classmate that I graduated
That's
with.
one of those beautiful Crossfires.
Yes, the car that they were raffling off for the Rotary.
Here comes an organization we all know and need sometimes, the American Red Cross. Don't forget to give blood. There's 3 donation centers being done in Hudson in the next couple of weeks. You can check the local paper, or you can call the American Red Cross for the time and place.
Oh, I remember these guys from last year. They always are in it. It's the Cracker Jacks Drumline, and people really enjoy them. They put on a good show for the kids.
They know how to play the drums.
They sure do. They're from Cold Spring, Minnesota, and they've been entertaining the crowds from across the nation since 1983. And they win numerous awards all the time, as they're a very fun group, as you can see them walking by here. And they receive special recognition as well from dozens of charitable organizations, which they have donated their time and talents and energy to. So,
an excellent drum line.
We welcome the Cracker Jacks here.
Next, we have Glenwood City's Royalty, Glenwood City, Wisconsin. We appreciate Mother Nature holding off in any storms today. The weather is just perfect. It's warm out, but the sun.
Looks like it's clearing up behind us too.
The sun goes behind the clouds, so it's not too hot.
It is just right. All right, look at this fun float we have up here.
Who are they from?
Looks like the Baldwin Junebug Days.
The Junebug Days.
The Junebug. And that takes place.
When are Junebug Days?
June
In
8th.
June.
Yes, Junebug. Very, very clever.
And again, they have the Hot Pepperfest sunglasses on. Must be a big item this year.
Unless it was a gift that they all got for attending our festival and our parade.
Well, that brings us about halfway through the parade.
Yes. And Baldwin Junebug Days, they are sponsored by the Baldwin Area Chamber of Commerce, too, as you see them passing by there.
Next is the city of St. Croix Falls and their Royalty Court. They're on the National Scenic River up at the St. Croix Dam. And they were founded, the city of St. Croix Falls was founded in 1888. Had the coordinated wave down pretty good.
They do have that down pretty good. All right, now we have Mark Green for governor.
Mark Green is a Republican candidate for governor. Came by earlier and we got some Packer and Badger schedules.
Yes, we did. And all the Republican candidates are up for re-election this fall. So be sure to get out there and vote for your local candidates. And you can go, for Mark Green, you can go to votemarkgreen.com there, it says. And they're passing out the Packer and Badger schedules, which everyone in Wisconsin needs to have.
Lots of people working hard for their political candidate.
Yep. Up next, we have the Hudson Moms Group. These are moms that spend a lot of their time with their kids and volunteering and really getting out there in the community action. A lot of kids on there. They volunteer a lot of their hardworking time. And here we have Sheila Harsdorf, State Senate.
Senator Harsdorf going by, up for
Good.
re-election this year.
Good friend of ours as well, along with Kitty Rhodes there.
Remember visiting her in her office in Madison?
I do remember visiting her in her office. That was a long time ago.
Oh, I don't know. You were just in high school, which wasn't too long ago.
Seems a lot longer.
The Sunday events for the Pepperfest will be, there's a longest fishing contest at Lake Malibu. Bingo starts at noon. Food booth starts at noon. Carnival rides, beer garden, all start at noon.
Yep.
Coronation is at 3:30 in the afternoon for the 2007 Royalty. Bingo again starts at 5:45, goes to 9:30. And then on Sunday, the live band is the Dweebs.
And if you've never seen the Dweebs, I recommend you come out and see them. They're a great band.
Favorite local band.
Yes. Very good. They put on a very good show for everyone.
And who's playing tonight?
I believe the Zebra Mussels are. Also another favorite band. And here we have lots of candy being thrown out by the First National Bank. It's a great time for smart summer banking, as they say. They have home improvement loans, easy internet banking, free bill pay, and convenient locations with drive-up ATMs, which we all can use.
And bringing up here is the First National Bank Beetle. Joyce.
That bank is located right downtown Hudson there. They have other locations, it looks like, in Baldwin and Ellsworth and River Falls. All right, what float do we have up here, Dad?
This is the Big Lake, Minnesota Ambassadors. This is the royalty from Big Lake, Minnesota, and their festival is called the Spud Festival. They must raise potatoes.
They must, and they are riding in a potato. It's very funny. It kind of makes me hungry. And they have quite a few sponsors there behind them. All right, up here we have River Falls float.
This is the River Falls, Wisconsin float.
The City on the Kinney, as they call it.
City on the Kinney.
Yes.
That is the Kinnickinnick River.
And their days take place the second weekend in July. And their summer is the home of the Kansas City Chiefs there. So go on down there and watch them practice, and you can also start fishing on the Kinnickinnick.
Which is also a Class A trout fishing river. This afternoon, just to remind you, at the Pepperfest, starting at noon, the food booth, carnival, and beer gardens open. Pepper cooking contest starts at 1, and the royalty spaghetti eating contest starts at 1 also.
Yes.
At 4 o'clock are the championship spaghetti eating contest and the championship hot pepper eating contest.
Ooh. I don't know if I could take part in that hot pepper eating contest.
Like I say,
spaghetti, maybe.
That's a spectator eating sport for me.
Yes, again, another spectator sport.
And here comes one of my favorite festivals. I love the Halloween festival over in Anoka.
It is a great festival. It's a good holiday, too. One of my favorites there, Halloween.
Fastly becoming one of the bigger ones of the year.
Yes. Look at their float. They got smoke coming out of it and people waving. They are ready for fall and autumn and definitely ready for Halloween.
Quite the float.
You can light up the night there Saturday, October 21st. And their Grand Day Parade is Saturday, October 28th.
Here comes the community action people. This is the local volunteer group that helps teens and kids and adults.
They have quite a few travelers there behind them in that Jeep. And there's Jenna Evenson walking by. She is one of the leaders there for teaching there. So, very good friends with her, and she takes care of those kids.
Next is the Woodbury, Minnesota float.
Quite a lot of kids on that float. They have a lot of junior princesses and
a lot of royalty.
And they are rocking out to Staying Alive, doing some
Looks
disco
like Woodbury
dancing.
Days is next weekend, August 25th to the 27th.
At Ojibwe Park. And you can visit them at woodburydays.com for more information. All right.
Here comes the West St. Paul royalty.
They celebrate West St. Paul Days is held annually the third weekend of May. And they have carnival, golf tournament, street dancing, parade, and queen coronation. They invite you all to join their celebration May of 2007. Whew, and it is getting hot with that sun out here.
When it gets out behind those clouds, it gets warm.
It sure does.
Here comes a 1929 Model A Ford. It's the Fisherman's Fest from Milltown.
Where is Milltown located?
Milltown's probably about 70 to 80 miles north of here.
Okay. Way up north.
Not way, but it's a distance.
It's an hour-and-a-half drive. All right. We have some good-looking floats coming up behind that one.
That's the Red Wing.
The Red Wing.
Red Wing, Minnesota royalty.
And their famous slogan is, "Let us take you under our wing." It's quite the fancy float there with the waterfall on it, and she's all up there with roses, and very nice.
Their celebration is called the River City Days and is always the first weekend in August. Make sure to take a trip down the Mississippi and experience Red Wing.
All right. Here we have Paul R. Nelson for Congress. And they're passing out voting signs for him and other informational things on what he's all about. And there's a young man there driving on a unicycle for him as well. Oh, nope, for the unicyclist for Paul Nelson.
Here's Queen candidate Anna Gushu.
She is sponsored by Hillcrest Animal Hospital, located there up by YMCA. And her parents are Harriet and John.
Next is Queen candidate Riley Penkwitz.
Riley is sponsored by Investment Centers of America. Her parents are Robin, Missy, and Randy.
And next in the flashy orange car is Kristen Claffen, sponsored by Pier 500 Restaurant.
That is quite the orange flashy car, isn't it?
It is. Quite the race car. Her parents are Peggy and Dan.
Pier 500, which was originally known as Riverside's, now taken over by new owners. Great restaurant, great food, good atmosphere. Stop down there, downtown Hudson. And it's right on the river, so you can enjoy yourself.
Quite the car. That is a Lotus.
That is a spendy car. And here we have another Queen candidate, Shannon Goal, sponsored by United Gear and Assembly.
Her mother is Tammy. Our next Queen candidate coming up there is Anna Shaver. She's sponsored by Hearth and Home Design Center. And her parents are Terry and Bud.
There's quite a few young ladies here in the Queen candidates.
If I'm correct, that's the last of our Queen candidates.
Yes. And here we have the re-elect sign for Jackson for St. Croix County Sheriff. His fundraiser is in New Richmond, August 25th.
Next in the parade route is a vehicle from Pampered Chef. Pampered Chef has home parties for healthier cooking, and give them a call at 381-3111.
One of Mom's favorite things. She's got a lot of those gadgets and doodads.
I love
from
gadgets.
Pampered Chef.
Gadgets are always good around the house.
Sure you know what you're doing?
I'm learning.
Good, how are you?
Good.
Here we have the Emmanuel Lutheran Church. Joyful noise for preschool.
See you later.
See you, Stan.
All right. They're located in Grandview Crest to the YMCA in Hudson.
Here's something I'd hope not to see today, a snowplow.
I would hope not as well. I am not ready for the snow yet.
We don't need snow yet.
They're moving that plow around, show you what they can really do with that.
This is from Tire Pros.
Tire Pros and Wheel Experts out of St. Stillwater, Minnesota, and Hudson. And they're revving that big truck up for you.
Shiny, powerful truck. Here we go.
Lots of cars here. They had a snowplow and nice little Audi here. Looks like they're getting ready to pass out more candy. Oh, and there's the Michelin Man.
The Michelin Man from Tire Pros.
I bet it would be hot in that suit today.
I would think so. And we have fireplace packages. Fireplace Packages is located out at Exit 4 in Hudson.
Yeah, out there in that new development they have there right off of the
And I would guess that would go
94.
right along with the snowplow.
Yes.
And the old Calliope, the classic Calliope. From Tom's Music, Mechanical Music. Something I hope we never lose, the old Calliope.
No, you don't try.
And we have the Cambridge, Minnesota Royalty Ambassadors.
All right. Two very young, lovely ladies. All right, and what do we have here? Democrats, your friends and neighbors. Working together for the benefit of us all.
St. Croix County and Pierce County Democratic Party float. Your friends and neighbors.
There's a lot of re-election going on there out there this year for
This
fall
is a big
and winter.
election
so
year. Yep.
be sure to get out there to the polls if you're old enough. If you're not, keep tuned and stay informed on what's going on. Looks like we got a nice fishing boat coming up here.
Not just sure
Waving
where
on
it's
there.
from yet, but
I think it's
holding
located right
some big
off
fish.
Exit 4 in Hudson, Wisconsin. Yarcraft Boats, the dry dock.
This is the new business in Hudson with boating, the
Yes.
dry dock.
Well, it looks like he caught a big fish up there.
For all your boating and fishing needs, go see the dry dock. Here comes another boat from dry dock.
These are quite the fishing boats.
Well, you got to have big boats to catch big fish.
Big boats and flashy vehicles to match them as well. Young kids riding in the back there, waving. Up next there, as you see, we have Amory City of Lakes.
The Amory Fall Festival this year is on September 16th. I ask you to please plan to attend. A beautiful float and beautiful voices singing.
And they are singing, and they do sound really good. Very cool. You don't see much of that. The girls just singing themselves.
Unaccompanied, carrying a good tune.
Yes. Wow, they are really good. Very cool. Everyone's cheering out there for them. Very cool. All right, now we have Heartland Days, which is August 10th through the 13th.
And where do Heartland Days celebrate?
I believe they're in Hammond, which just took place last weekend.
That was to get their name Heartland because they're in the heart of St. Croix County.
They are. So that was a great festival as well. A lot of people attend that. Some of the food items that we have here that people always come back for are the hot Dagos, the roast beef plate, spaghetti, definitely the stuffed peppers.
I like them all.
I know.
Not too many peppers.
No. So they have plenty of traditional Italian food to stop down for. It's very good, and you always go back for seconds.
Always.
Always. All right, who do we have here?
This is the East Bethel royalty from East Bethel, Minnesota.
The gateway to the Twin Cities. The three of young, lovely ladies up there waving, and I'm sure they're getting hot. The sun is out, and it is getting warm.
Getting time for the Peppers.
Yes. Looks like we have another old car up there.
This looks like a real old. This looks original, too. This is from St. Croix Valley Cabinetry. It's a local cabinet company, family-owned for more than 30 years. They design, manufacture, and install custom cabinetry and countertops throughout the area. They welcome you to come take a look at their showroom.
Well, it looks like they've put their own cabinetry work into that car, too.
They do good work.
Yes. And quite the big trailer they have, too.
Lots of bubbles here.
Yes.
It's the first bubble machine we've seen today.
All right, as you see coming up, we have something kind of crazy going on there. It looks like a tanning salon, probably. Palm trees and the monkey, and I think they might even have a tanning bed on there.
I'm not sure you need the tanning bed today. The sun's bright and sunny, and we can get our tan sitting outside.
Yes, it is bright and hot out.
For the wintertime, you can go to Island Tan and Travel. They're located at Plaza 94 next to the Freedom gas station.
The owners are Rich and Sheila Egan. It's always good to get a little tan before you go on vacation in the winter.
Yep.
It looks like behind them they have North Hudson Pack 168.
This
Cub
is the Cub
Scouts.
Scout troop. Go-karts are a big part of the Cub Scouts.
Yep.
See a couple of them there.
Derby races, don't they have?
Yes, derby races too. They want you to join scouting.
September 14th at 6:30 p.m. at North Hudson Elementary for Pack 168. Or you can go, to learn more, you can go to joincubs.org as well.
Here comes the City of Siren, their royalty.
It's a good place to visit up there up north for cabin and fishing and get away.
Beautiful country and fishing. Snowmobiling in the wintertime. This last year's winner of the Dan O'Connell Award, which is a community award for someone who has volunteered and done a lot of work for the community, was Wally Gregerson. Wally was awarded that at the 2005 Appreciation Dinner. Wally was the former village president and has worked with the Pepperfest since its incorporation.
And we do want to give a thank you to the 2006 Pepperfest royalty. And so a lot of their sponsors, Dave Holt Ford, Solberg Photography for taking all their beautiful pictures, Zappa Brothers, Village Inn, Hudson Dairy Queen, many sponsors.
North Hudson became a community back around 1890 to 91 when the railroad shopyards was first brought into the community. The Italians emigrated to work in the shopyards, and in 1912 the village was incorporated and operates yet today as a village government. At one point, 1,500 people were working in those shopyards before they closed down in 1953. The village has a strong Italian culture, and one of the greatest Italian fare in North Hudson is Mama Maria's and DeBruzi's Italian Meat Market. Also stop at Cozy Corner Pizza. Viva Italiano.
You can also, if you're from out of town at a friend's house watching this on TV, you can visit the historic Octagon House or attend a theater performance or gallery opening at the Phipps Center for the Arts. There's lots of things to do in Hudson today.
As I look down the road here, I don't know if some of you can see this, but we have a lot of beautiful floats coming up. Passing us right by now is the Siren float. And the girls have got the wave down.
They sure do.
As the sign says, Siren, a place for all seasons.
Lots to do up there. Got a little hold up here in the parade. It's starting to move along again. We have Lindsay Spring Systems. Looks like a water filtration system we got going on here. As they wave to us and shout out hello.
Lots of candy being given out today. Kids are going away with bagfuls.
I'm sure moms and dads will be very happy about that.
I'm sure. Next on the parade route here is the float from Centuria, Wisconsin. Pathway to Memories. Centuria royalty with their junior royalty.
Their memory days are held the second week of July. They want you to come out there and join them and make your own memories.
Quiznos Subs is next on the lineup here.
All
you can see
right.
the Quiznos Sub boy.
I see the big cup of water there.
Quiznos is located at the corner of Carmichael and Hanley in the Caribbean Plaza. They invite you to come in and try many of their wide selection of toasted subs or fresh chopped flatbed salads. Quiznos is serving ice cream and shakes and 4 mouth-watering flavors.
Quiznos, eat it up, as they say.
Eat it up.
Ate a lot of Quiznos when I was in school. When your roommates worked there, they always brought it home for us. And there are the cups out there dancing for us. As you can see, having a good time and enjoying Quiznos.
Next on the line here is the Durand royalty from Durand, Wisconsin. Community to our south. Beautiful purple and white float.
As well as the purple and white matching car there.
And they have their sesquicentennial celebration September 16th at 9 a.m. They invite you all to come down. 150 years of Durand, Wisconsin.
That is a flashy looking float.
It really is. Lots of flags.
Yes.
A lot of work.
All right, now we have the Osceola royalty. It's an interesting float they have going on there.
That's a beautiful float from Osceola. It's on the St. Croix River, on the bluffs and cliffs up along the St. Croix River. As you can see, they've got the float incorporates eagles that nest along the river.
It looks like they're sponsored by the Riverbank in Osceola, North Hudson, and St. Croix Falls.
A lot of attendance in today's parade route.
And it is still going on. There's quite a few floats left in the parade.
It shows a lot of respect for the Pepperfest. A lot of these communities coming up here to attend our community because they know it's one that will give some advertisement to their communities and get people to come up to their celebrations.
And it is a time-honored tradition. Looks like we have a very festive Pepperfest float coming back here.
This is from the city of Robbinsdale, Minnesota.
And they really got into it. They got Pepperfest vests, and looks like they redecorated their float as well. Thank them for coming out and being so spirited for that.
They've got peppers all over their float.
They do.
They got into the spirit.
Looks like there's a lot of young kids on that float.
A lot of junior royalty.
Yes. We have a very exciting float coming up right behind them.
This is a big float.
St. Louis Park.
This is a long, huge float coming up.
Looks like they're having fun, though, doing the YMCA up there, dancing and staying cool underneath those umbrellas.
Well, I don't think there's an awful lot left to the parade. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone that has attended, all the volunteers that have worked so hard to make it a success every year.
Yes.
I want to thank you for helping me,
And thank you for having me.
and I thank my wife and your mother for dressing us, you know,
Yes.
so we got done here
Making
right.
us look appropriate and nice for TV, yes.
Yep. It's going to come to a close here pretty quick, folks, so if you're at home watching this, please think about coming over to North Hudson and attending
Yeah.
the Pepperfest. Lots of food, entertainment, and
Yes.
everything. Great time to come out and share the day with your neighbors.
And the St. Louis Park Ambassador Float here. Their festivals take place June 15th through the 18th. The birthplace of the Children First Initiative, and these ambassadors spend the year at parades, coronations, and community functions promoting 40 developmental assets. And they are having a good time.
And they get their Pepperfest handkerchiefs on their side.
That's great that they came so prepared and ready for it. Behind them, we have, who do we have here?
This is the North Branch, Minnesota
Okay.
Midsummer Royalty.
Looks
These
like,
folks traveled from North Branch, Minnesota.
Yep. Looks like they're sponsored by Ramberg Construction in North Branch, Minnesota.
I never could figure out that song. I don't know how you spell YMCA.
I don't think it's that hard. Just think about it and you might figure it out. We're coming to a close here, and we have Fantastic Sam's here, hair salon, right behind them. And these, I don't even know, are these tractors or? I
Well,
know the ones
the-
behind them are,
The
but
first one is a hot rod.
okay.
And then we have a couple old Farmall tractors. Somebody is restored. They look pretty nice.
They do look pretty nice. They're in good shape.
Fantastic Sam's is a local hair salon in town.
It's located near Applebee's up there in that little strip mall we have.
And still the candy's coming out. I guess it's not too big a hot rod. It's running on a
No.
little 4-cylinder.
Again, we'd just like to take this time to thank everyone for coming out and enjoying the parade, and hopefully we'll see you all out at the festivities later this afternoon for some of the contests and whatnot, and later this evening and tomorrow afternoon.
Good way to take the day off and let Mom have her day out of the kitchen.
Yes,
Bring the family up to North Hudson and feed them at the Pepperfest.
bring the kids down for the carnival, and they have plenty of games and things to go on for the kids too.
The weather seems to be holding today. I think the temperature is supposed to be about 78 degrees.
I think it's going to turn out to be a great day.
Beautiful day out here.
Yes.
Here comes towards the end of the parade. We have Alwyn Towing, Northside Service. David Alwyn, the owner, was, I believe, he and his wife were the good neighbors from last year.
Yes, they were. They're located just up the block from here.
Just down the street. David has a good service garage and towing service.
If you ever need anything from David, stop on down. He does good work.
And you know it's the end of the parade when what comes up?
When the horses come.
When the horses come, nobody wants to be behind them.
No, why is that? Nobody wants to ride behind the horses?
Nobody wants to step in some of their leftovers.
That is a valid point.
These are horses from the Shadow Creek Ranch in Woodville, Wisconsin.
Very beautiful looking horses that we have here. All right, well, I think we're going to take off here. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. And
It's been a great day, folks. Come on down. Thank you for your time.
And
we
we'll
appreciate it.
All right.